Okay, guys, so this is my very first movie review, and it's going to be for the Creed 2 movie. Okay, so what we'll be doing right now is we're going to be watching the trailer of the Creed 2, the official trailer for the movie. I won't be stopping it, I won't be talking about it because it's not a trailer review. We're not going to be talking about it, it's just the trailer. We play it, and then after that we're gonna go through all the main points that we talk about in a movie. Okay, guys, so let's go and have a look at the trailer, and let's play it right now. Okay, guys.
We got this. You heard me?
In the ring, you got rules. Outside, we got nothing. Life hits you with all these cheap shots. People like me, we live in the past. You got people that need you now.
Hey,
You got everything to lose. This guy's got nothing to lose.
I ain't got a choice.
That's the same thing your father said, and he died right here in my hands. Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
But you don't think I could beat him? I was afraid I couldn't live up to these expectations.
I got loyalty inside my DNA.
You don't think you got your validation?
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
I want to rewrite history.
Don't pretend this is about your father.
I was born like this, is born like this. Immaculate conception, I transform like this, perform like this. Wish out you a new weapon, I don't contemplate. I meditate, then off your bed. This that brother kiss the bed. This that I got.
It may not seem like it now, but this is more than just a fight.
Loyalty. I got loyalty inside my DNA.
Okay. So that's the trailer for the Creed 2 movie. And now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the points. Remember, the main things that we're looking at is the story, the acting, the visuals, the sound, and the overall satisfaction for the movie, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the story. The story. So, what did I think about the story? I actually thought the story was pretty good. What the story is all about is that Adonis Creed is fighting Victor Drago. Victor Drago is the son of Ivan Drago, the big Russian guy from the Rocky 4 movie, and the Russian guy that kills Apollo Creed, who's Adonis Creed, in this case Michael B. Jordan. He kills him. So obviously he wants to fight the guy because he's challenged. So he obviously wants to fight the guy because he's the son of the guy that killed his father. So that's basically the main trauma of the movie. And now let's talk about the points that I didn't like about the movie, or about the story in this case. What I didn't like was that the movie's kind of predictable. You know, there's two main fights in the movie, and they're completely predictable. I knew exactly what was going to happen, and on the second and last fight, there's actually three fights, but I'm talking about the last two. It was completely predictable. I guessed what was going to happen, and I didn't like that. So obviously it's going to get affected with the points in there because it's a predictable movie. But I mean, the movie does get to you. It motivates you. It gets to you. It's kind of like it breaks your heart at sometimes. At the end of the day, I think it's a decent story. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the acting. The main guys in the movie is obviously Michael B. Jordan. He's the one who portrays Adonis Creed, and obviously the main guy. Sylvester Stallone is obviously returning to the movie. Dolph Lundgren, who's the Russian guy in Rocky #4, is returning. I think all of the at the beginning of the movie, you know what? I wasn't really convinced about Michael B. Jordan. I was like, I don't know. I was like not loving it. But after the second fight, when he fights the Russian guy, he started convincing me. I started liking him, and then at the end of the day, I thought it was like a solid good job, right? So the rest of the people, I actually think that Sylvester Stallone is the one that does he's kind of like the worst actor in the movie. Everybody else does a pretty good job. I mean, I'm not saying Sylvester Stallone is doing like a bad job, but I don't know. He doesn't convince me with his acting, but it's good enough. Anyways, let's go with the third point, which is the visuals. As you guys already know, this movie is not like a big special effect movie, but the scenes in the fighting rings, the area where they're fighting, where they're training, all the cinematography around the movie, the wardrobe, everything. I mean, the movie is visually attractive, although there's no special effects. I like, something that I like about the movie, I like the slow motion on the punches. That was awesome. I like the slow motion on the punches. It was great. So anyways, let's go to the sound portion of the movie. The sound portion of the movie, I think it's one of the best things. The soundtrack, and the epic Rocky theme at the end of the movie is never played in the beginning or at the middle. It's played right at the end of the movie, and you gotta hear this Rocky song. You have to. It just gives me like the goosebumps. So I liked it. So sound pretty good. And then the last point, remember guys, is the overall satisfaction. I went to actually see this movie to the movie theater, and you have to pay for this stuff, and at the end of the day, I was satisfied. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys the scoring of the movie. So this is the score. On the story part that I was telling you about, it gets a 4.9 of possible 7 points, and I told you already the reasons why I'm giving it a 4.9, mainly because it's very predictable. Other than that, it's pretty good. The acting, no Oscar nominations in here probably, but 3.9, I think it's very decent out of 5 possible points. The visuals, like I said, there's no special effects, but it's the reigns and the training sessions and all that kind of stuff. It visually is very nice. I didn't like some of the editing that they did. It looks kind of like choppy at sometimes. It was just like a little part that I don't remember exactly. I'd be lying to you guys, but there's a part that looks choppy, but it's very quick. Anyways, 2.9 out of 4 possible points. Then we go with the sound. I told you guys the soundtrack on this thing really is cool. By Rainy Days, I think the soundtrack is called. And then, like I said, the overall satisfaction of the movie is pretty good. I was like, when the movie was finishing in the movie theater, I was like, I'm glad I came to the movies to watch this movie. So it gets a point of 1 out of 1. So after, like I said, in previous videos, I'm showing you how I'm doing this rating, all the equation and all that jazz. I'm not going to go over this again, but at the end, with those possible 20 points that the movie gets in all these areas from the story and acting, out of 10, it gets a 7.35. It's a very decent score, and like I said, it's worth watching in the movies. You're gonna be satisfied. I highly recommend it. Curious facts that I wanted to tell you guys about. Things that I liked was not curious, not what that I like. While I was doing the research on the Rocky movies and all this, the Creed movies too, what I found out was like the first 6 Rocky movies are actually written by Sylvester Stallone. There's the 5 Rocky movies, and then the Rocky Balboa, which is the 6th one. They're all written by Sylvester Stallone. So that's a nice curious fact that I wanted to give you guys. All the Creed movies are not written by Sylvester Stallone. So another interesting point, I don't know if you knew about it, but I didn't know about it, was that Sylvester Stallone was actually finished with the Rocky series, with the whole thing. He liked the ending in Rocky Balboa, and that was pretty much the end of it. But Michael B. Jordan actually went and gave him this pitch on the movie on this son of Apollo Creed and being trained by Rocky Balboa and all that kind of stuff, and he was like sold. Sylvester Stallone was sold. He was convinced, and then, you know, this is where we are right now. They have the two movies, and I like both of them. I actually like the second one better than the first one. So there it is, guys. My very first review for the Creed 2 movie. I hope you guys liked it. I'll be doing more, like I said, more movie reviews in the future. Thank you very much for those that have subscribed. If those that haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Bye-bye.